We got the top 5 loadouts in Warzone Season 5. Now, I need a big shout out to the Noti gang. Guys, thank y'all so much for having your Noties on. Let's jump into this first gun. So, the first gun we're going to talk about is the UGM. It is a light machine gun from Vanguard. This is one of the absolute best guns that you could be using right now from long range. Now, you guys got to listen because I got a secret for this build. If you guys have the Battle Pass, you can get the Imperative blueprint, and it will give you majority of the attachments that you need for this UGM. This whole top row of attachments are perfect for the gun. You guys need the MX silencer, the 736 millimeter barrel. You need the 3 to 6 times scope and this stock. However, on the bottom, we are going to change some things up. I do not have this UGM leveled up, but I will tell you exactly what you need. For the underbarrel, you can use a hand stop if you want, but the strife angle is suggested. For the magazine, you definitely need that 125 round, but for the ammunition, obviously, you don't ever have to use the ammo type that I use. I would probably put on lengthen instead. For the rear grip, put on the hatch grip. The polymer grip is great, but we're already using tight grip, so it really doesn't matter. Keep tight grip, like I just said, and you can go fully loaded for your second perk, or you can grab the on-hand perk. Let's jump into your second meta loadout. Your second meta loadout that you guys need to be running is the Vanguard PPSH. Now, this PPSH specifically has a lot of emphasis on hipfire accuracy, but if you guys don't really care for the hipfire accuracy as much, I will give you some attachments you can swap out. Now, definitely keep everything on the top row. If you want to switch out the stock, you're more than welcome, but the remove stock helps out a lot with your mobility. Your underbarrel, though, you can change the Carver foregrip to a hand stop, a marked skeletal, a strife angled, it does not matter. For the underbarrel, make sure you use something that you prefer. The Carver foregrip helps out a lot with the hipfire accuracy, so that's why we have it on this build. Make sure you have on the 71 round mags, and for my playstyle, I do enjoy subsonic, but use whatever you want there. Now, the suggested build has fabric grip, but you can always put on the tape grip for better mobility. Make sure you have on the tight grip for better continuous firing recoil control, and always make sure you have on quick for your Vanguard SMGs. Like I said, this build is centered on hipfire accuracy, but these changes that I have given you can really help it shape into your specific PPSH. Let's jump into the third meta loadout. Now, your third meta loadout is the Automaton, my favorite long-range weapon to use. I have switched up my build for this Automaton slightly to my preference, and I'll show you guys how. Definitely start out with the MX silencer. That's great for range. So is that 600 millimeter barrel. The 3 to 6 times scope should always be on your long-range weapons, and that Anastasia padded stock is absolutely perfect for this Automaton. The secret to this build is the hand stop. I was using the strife angled at first, and it had way more recoil than I wanted it to have. Throw on the hand stop and had an absolute blast running that. There's basically no recoil on this Automaton. Make sure you have on the 75 round drum as well. You're definitely going to need that bigger ammo capacity, and lengthen has got to be your go-to on the long range weapons. I like the polymer grip on my rear grip, but use whatever you prefer there. And again, we're using tight grip for our third gun in a row. We already have the UGM and this Automaton now. I absolutely love the Automaton. I think you guys are going to have a blast running it as well. Let's jump into the fourth meta loadout. Now, our fourth gun that we're going to talk about is the Armaguerra, and this thing is built for speed. If you guys are Rebirth demons or Fortune's Keep demons, you guys are going to absolutely love this one. There's so much mobility added. You can see the huge chunk of mobility added down here. This thing will have your enemies lost. We're going to start this bad boy off with the recoil booster for that increased fire rate. Throw on the short barrel as well for even more fire rate. Use whatever optic that you want as always, and that skeletal stock is going to bring you that movement. So already the barrel and the stock are providing the movement, and we're only 4 attachments in. Make sure you have on that compact. It'll help you out a lot with your aim walking move speed. And then you gotta have on the 72 round magazine with subsonic. I prefer subsonic. Like I said, if you want some more bullet velocity, throw on lengthen. Hollow point is also a great ammo type as well. And I told y'all earlier about the tape grip. That's my go-to for the mobility rear grip. The tape grip is absolutely phenomenal for that mobility. Make sure you have that on. And then steady will give you that ADS firing move speed that's so very good on this Armaguerra, and you gotta have on quick. Guys, this is probably the #1 movement gun here on this list today. The Armaguerra is so disgusting, and I'm telling you guys, your enemies will not know what to do when you're running this weapon. Let's jump into the fifth and final weapon. Guys, this last one is a throwback weapon and one of the greatest guns in Warzone history. This comes from Modern Warfare, and I know you're gonna love it. I'm talking about the GRAU. The GRAU is one of my absolute favorite guns in the Warzone history, and is one of my favorite metas of all time. This is the build that you guys need to be running specifically on Rebirth and Fortune's Keep. I say that because of one specific attachment change that we will make. Guys, y'all gotta have on the monolithic suppressor to start this bad boy off. The monolithic is so dominant on the muzzles from Modern Warfare weapons. You gotta go that Tempest 26.4 inch barrel as well. That's just the best barrel. Don't overthink it. Here's where this will change though. A lot of people run the GRAU in 2 different ways. This is the way that I love it, but if you guys don't want the tac laser, you can always put on a VLK for better long range optic. I think the iron sights are absolutely phenomenal on the GRAU, so it's almost disrespectful for me to to put the VLK on it, but that is a preference that you guys need to make. Tac laser is awesome though because it does help out a little bit with mobility and ADS speed, so I do like that. And then you guys gotta make sure you have on the Commando foregrip, because on every Modern Warfare AR and long range weapon, the Commando foregrip is just the best. You really cannot beat it. It really helps you dial in and become way more accurate. And if you guys want, you can either rock the 50 or the 60 round mag on this GRAU. It does not matter. I prefer the 50 just for the added mobility, but the 60 round with the 10 extra bullets can be something that you run as well. But that's gonna complete our top 5 meta loadouts that you guys need to be running right now in Warzone Season 5. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like and a comment. I really appreciate it.